Hello everyone, welcome to One Finance, and in this video we're going to cover the top performing bond funds as of August 2020. So here's a very quick disclaimer. And the features of bond funds, we have medium risk, medium potential return. They are recommended for moderate investors, and ideal investment horizon would depend on the type of bond. Now for intermediate, that's 1 to 3 years. For medium term bond funds, that's around 3 to 5 years. And for long term bond funds, that's 5 years and up. So we have the peso currency, and here you're looking at the government yield curve. So this is our benchmark for our bond funds. And if you're going to look at 6 months ago, that's around 4%. That's the value or the yield of our 10-year bond. And as let's say last August, it's around 2.7. And as of September, that's around 2.9. So there's a downward shift of our interest rate or yield from 4.4 now at 2%. So we already know that the relationship of yield curve or interest rate to bond prices is actually inverse. So that's why later on you will see that some of our bonds or majority of our bonds actually are outperforming the equity investments or equity funds. So here you're looking at bond funds, Peso, and these are their 1-year historical net returns. So our first spot, we have the ABF, that's around 12.06%. So if you're going to look at it, it's almost like 1% net every month. Next, we have the Odyssey Peso, that's around 11.13, Soldivo 8, PhilAm at 7, and we have the UCPB at 6. Now, what if you have 100,000? For ABF, you have 12,000 as of August 31. Okay. And then for Odyssey, you have 11,000. For Soldivo, that's 8,000. For PhilAm, that's 7,000. And for UCPB, that's 6,740 in the span of 1 year. So what makes the ABF, top performing? So let's try to check out the disclosure. Now this one is as of July, so again the August disclosure is not yet available during this time of review. So here the minimum investment is only 10,000, and we have the NAV pool pricing. So in short, we are actually looking at a UITF, okay, since it's the net asset value per unit, that's around 267.89. And then there's no holding period. Additional investment is only 1,000. And here we have the objective of the fund. So it tracks the total return of the iBox ABF Philippines Index. So it's an index tracker. Okay, that's the classification of the bond, and recommended for moderately aggressive clients or investors with horizon of at least 5 years. So here's the performance of the fund for 5 years. So we're looking at 2015 to 2020. Now there's a massive uptrend right here since 2018. And the cumulative performance of the fund, let's say 1 month or 3 months ago, 6 months ago, or 3 years ago, that's 23%. And the weighted average duration, okay, so most of the maturity, terms of the underlying assets is around 6.6, or let's say 7 years. Okay, so this would be classified as a long-term bond fund because it's above 5 years. And if you're going to look at here, the portfolio YTM is around 2.16, and the number of holdings is around 42. And the top 10 holdings of that 42 is here. The majority of them are actually treasury notes of the Philippine government. And the fund allocation or composition, if you're going to look at here, that's 99% fixed income. And they have, more than 10 years bonds in or with maturity profile. So that's around 40% of the portfolio. Now, what about dollar? So here we're looking at the US government yield curve, and here's the 10-year yield. That's 6 months ago, that's 1.1, and then a month ago, that's 0.5. Now it had a very quick rebound here. Now it's trading for 0.69%. So again, in general, we have here a downward shift coming from 1.1 now at 0.6. So again, they have the inverse relationship. When interest rates go down, we have the bond prices going up. So let's try to check. Now here we have the number one performing as of August. That's Metro Dollar Asian investment grade. And we have on the second spot, we have SB Dollar. Third, we have the BPI Invest. And we have fourth, that's Rizal. Next, we have Diversity. So if you're going to look at these are far way above the government security yield or the 3-month government bond, which is around not even close to 1%. So here, these are already decent returns. So what if you have $10,000 now for Metro Asian for a year? That's around 410 for SB Dollar. That's 386 for BPI Invest. 382 for Rizal. That's 351, and for Diversity Dollar, that's around $260. So let's try to check what makes the Metro Dollar Asian investment grade bond fund top performing. We have here, it's classified as a long-term bond fund. The minimum investment is actually $500. Additional, that's $100. And it has a 7-day holding period though. Net asset value per unit, so we're talking about UITF, that's $1.15. And the early redemption charge is around 50% of the income redeemed. And about the objective of the fund, income generation and capital appreciation. And here you have the portfolio investment or the diversified portfolio of investment grade fixed income securities. So you're looking at the performance of the bond from 2017 to 2020. That's 3 years. You're looking at the benchmark, the orange line, and the performance of the fund, the blue line here. So it's outperforming the benchmark since May 2019. And how about the cumulative performance? We have 1 month ago, 3 months ago, or 3 years ago. That's 15.91% or 92% net. So that's a decent return. And then portfolio composition, 80%, 84% is in government securities, and we have 10% in time deposits. Now looking at the maturity profile here, majority are actually in money market less than 1 year. That's 50, more than half of the portfolio, 56%. Although they have long-term bond funds here, 5 to 7 years, but it's only around 5.34% of the portfolio. And the top 10 holdings, we have majority are, these are actually ROPs or the sovereign bonds of the Philippines. And we have time deposit here, and we have dollar. I think this is a dollar denominated time deposit from MBTC. Okay, so here's our sources. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you learned something. Please do like the video, and if you want others to understand, kindly share this video. And if you need to know more, kindly subscribe so you won't miss any future videos that we're going to make. Thanks for dropping by.